seems like every few months I find myself in one of those tough situations when I have to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with you guys about what is going on in my life and what is happening and why I do certain things the way I do them. And today is again one of those days because my life in the Philippines is changing. As all of you know, over the past 2 years, my life has been completely flipped upside down. And over the past few months, there are a few habits and situations that have manifested that aren't necessarily good, healthy, or positive, or how I want to live my life. And all of that has to change. Love, I started without you. Come, join me.
Hi. Hello.
So as you guys already know, one of the biggest changes, and I think one of the biggest changes that will also have the biggest impact in our lives is we are selling this condo. As you can tell, there is no furniture here. We're sitting on the cold floor. The reason being is before we sell it, we're having all of the furniture resurfaced. We're having the couch reupholstered to make it fresh, clean, and very, very beautiful. As you can see back there, Gray painted some lovely picture because the ones that were there, the art pieces that were there were quite crummy already and torn and clawed up by Peanut, so they had to come down. I think a lot of people have been asking like, why sell the condo to buy a new place? And that's actually a very, very valid question. Why sell this place to buy another place? Well, this might sound a little bit weird, but this place for us is too comfortable. It is too much of a comfort zone. And we feel like we need to get back out of the comfort zone. With this place, it is very calming. It is very accessible. It makes life very simple and very easy. And it kind of makes us a bit lazy. We spend too much time at home and too little time being out there, exploring, adventuring, hanging out with friends, doing things that make us happy. And it kind of happened because in the beginning of the relationship, we both did not feel comfortable going out in public too much because there was a lot of persecution going on and it was just a big stigma for us to go out together. And we experienced a lot of very unnice, unkind situations. So we kind of became little nest sitters.
We hid into our shells.
Yeah. And then over the past few months, it just became a habit of us spending more time at home, ordering food in versus going out to eat.
Not more like ordering food and more like cooking.
Yeah, eating at home. But I'm saying like, instead of going to a restaurant, we would rather order in the food. And instead of going to a gym, we would just use the gym here. So it would just become such a habit to stay around here. And we need to break the chain, we need to break the habit and get out there in the world and explore a lot more. And one of the things that is going to be our first really big adventure together is obviously finding a property in the Philippine province and building our dream house. And also it goes kind of hand in hand with the fact that we didn't go out so much. We didn't want to be seen in public so much in the beginning. It became a habit not to post about what we were doing on social media, like stories, reels, like the post frequency became very, very infrequent. But I promised myself that I would be much more active on social media again and find the joy in posting content again. And I think I have already gotten there over the past few days. If you follow me over on that other social media platform, you would have seen that I posted a lot of stories, I posted reels, sharing with you guys the amazing places that we do get to visit and the things that we do, the things that we do. So yeah, I found more joy in posting, more joy in filming, more joy in editing again. Editing is becoming a little bit much. I need an editor, please, if anybody anybody knows an editor. So yeah, just hit me up.
Also another thing that we have noticed, it's unintentional, but because we lean towards staying at home a lot and cooking food at home, getting our groceries, it sort of became like we'll get our groceries for the entire week and the entire week we'll cook food, and there would be little chances of us being able to go out with friends or to find new friends, to reunite with old friends. We do sometimes see a few of our friends. I mean, obviously Kim and Tom, which just lives next door, so it's very easy to see them. And Christina and Brian from Live La Vida Tagalog. But otherwise, I feel like personally, I would like to spend most of my time at home with Mike and just, I'm contented like that. I'm satisfied just like that. But also I understand that it's different to be out there, to be with your friends. It's another level of happiness. But I don't know, sometimes I'm also tired of it. It's just really a comfortable feeling being here and being with your love.
Yeah. And I think we realized that by spending a lot more time with friends over the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We went on 2 adventures with Kim and Tom and the family, and got to hang out with Tom's parents as well. And it was just nice to socialize, to be with people again, to be out, to not worry about what other people might be thinking, or like just to be ourselves again and just enjoy life and getting out there. And there's so many places that we do want to visit with friends. Like there's a lot of places that are just nicer to visit with friends. Like the La Union trip was so nice. The Batangas trip was so nice. And then talking about trips, I want to get back to doing my trips in the sky. I want to finish my pilot's license. There's not a lot left for me to complete my pilot's license. I was very close, but you know, I've said this in many vlogs before, I wasn't in the right state of mind to be flying after everything that was going on. But now I feel like I'm there again, and I want to finish my pilot's license as soon as possible. Hopefully first quarter of next year is kind of my goal to do that. So I have to actively start pursuing that.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah, you do the driving, car driving, your driving license. And it really is one of my big goals to have my pilot's license, because it'll also enable a complete new format, a complete new way of content creation, being able to explore places that are lesser known. And that's one of my big goals. I want to explore more places in the Philippines that are lesser known, more rural areas, more areas that vloggers usually don't travel to, especially foreign vloggers that just come and do like the copy paste thing. I want to stay away from that kind of content from now on, and want to be more the explorer, try foods that have not been tried yet or that have not yet been featured. And there's so many places in the Philippines. I mean, literally every trip that I do in the Philippines, I discover new amazing places. And the very south of the Philippines has been on our list for quite some time. Zamboanga, Tawi-Tawi, but also like cities in the south like Cagayan de Oro. I've never been to Cagayan de Oro, and a lot of people tell me that it's an amazing place. So it's something that I do want to explore.
Bukidnon is somewhere I want to.
Bukidnon. It's supposed to be so beautiful, the mountainous area of Bukidnon.
Mountain range.
Yeah, actually Jay's parents come from Bukidnon. Jay's dad, I think, is from Bukidnon origin. And yeah, exploring new places like that, places that you haven't been to yet, it just opens your mind and your soul. It just makes you grow as a person. Like every experience that you make makes you grow more as a person. I'm ready to grow more again. I'm ready to leave the comfort zone. I'm ready to take 20 different types of vehicles to get to the destination. And I'm excited to share that with you guys with a format that I have already established back a few months ago, almost a year ago now, when I did the Baguio series. That was kind of like a testing the new waters, a new way of filming content, the way that I always imagined I would film content, the way I always wanted to film content. But it's not that easy, because you have to be out on the road, you have to be traveling, you have to be exploring to be able to make that kind of content. So that's what I want to get back to.
But I think like we also, at this point, we've taken too much break from the traveling. There was a point that it was like too much traveling and we got burnt out. But at this point, I think it's the opposite.
Burnt in.
No, raw in.
What?
Raw in.
Raw in. Maybe. And I think also when we are exploring like these new areas, these new provinces, we might just find the perfect property for our dream house in the Philippines. Because maybe it's not one of the places that we've been to so far. Maybe there's an entire new place. And I've been like writing down ideas for the perfect dream house in the Philippines. I have some very challenging ideas for the house, new ways to do the air conditioning system, new ways to do, you know, energy recycling, water management systems. I want to use my experience as an engineer, as a technical minded guy, to make things but better. So in everyday life, I see situations like the condensed water from the ACs that could be used for different. I just have so many ideas. Solar power. So many ideas.
Actually, I have an additional idea. I remember the other day, I think Mike said to me, "Do you know how much like wastewater out of the air conditioner and the air conditioning system, and how that is just wasted?" Like he said, if it's him, there would be a drip basin or reservoir or something.
There's so much potential. So
I have a suggestion.
Okay,
I have a suggestion for your invention, so I can be hydroponics.
Hydroponics might not work because the water is essentially distilled. It's distilled, so you'd have to re-mineralize it to do hydroponics with it, because it's like literally just evaporated water that has nothing inside of it. But like my idea was to
drip And then there's a filter. So there's a tube filter like that, and then inside of the tube, like all your sorts of minerals that the water would need, and then that's replaceable or refillable.
It could be an integrated system because the drip water from the AC is cold already, so there's so much potential energy in that water. So what I was thinking, because a recent study found out that solar panels produce more energy if they are water cooled. So I had the idea, why not use the drip water from the AC to then use as a spraying system on the solar panels, cool them down, and then that water, through like debris on the solar panels, is no longer distilled, it's remineralized, and then you can use that for hydroponics or filter it and use it for grey water in the house, for showering, for watering plants, all that kind of stuff. So I have so many ideas, so many things that I would want to build and make. I have an idea for a barbecue, like a hybrid barbecue system that I would like to I want a space to mess around with.
Yeah, me too.
I want a garage to like buy janky broken cars and fix them up.
Yeah, also another thing we wanted to do after our car camping trip in the Philippines in the north, we immediately fell in love with the idea of being mobile and have your home with you anywhere you go. So we also wanted to, at a point, get a coach, and we wanted to renovate it ourselves,
make an RV,
do our own mobile home. Where are we gonna park it in the condominium building, and then we can't bring the tools in here.
But also, like, having an RV, if we have a property to build a house on, we could execute like the RV, place it on the property, and have that as a home while we are building the house. And it's a mobile home, so you can take it out on adventures. So whenever we're waiting for foundations to dry or materials to be delivered, we can use that to go out and adventure. So if anybody has a janky old broken coaster laying around at home,
coaster.
a Toyota coaster that needs fixing up, I am resourceful and can fix it up. By the way, with our Ford, any repairs that are needed, we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, unless it really needs to be jacked up to be accessed from the bottom, like with the engine mounts there, we couldn't do the engine mounts ourselves because we didn't have the tools, but we're going to be doing the belt tensioner, we're going to be replacing soon. We did the serpentine belt ourselves. I'll be doing...
Do you believe it?
Yeah. We'll be doing a full oil service, fluid, liquids change, transmission fluid, flushing the engine, we'll be doing all of that. So it's just because it's fun and I enjoy doing things with my hands. I miss...
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you enjoyed it.
I do, but I also miss doing things with my hands, building things, like doing stuff. Like sometimes when you just behind the computer the whole time or just on your phone, you really miss like arts and crafts and building. And I always say, if I would have to start over again and I couldn't do like this YouTube thing, I'd have to do something completely new. I'd probably go do some like type of mechanical labor, become a carpenter or a mechanic or something like that. You're slipping more and more off frame. You're like barely in anymore. It's like Gray has left the building, focused on her nails again. So anyway, for us, we sat down over the past few weeks and really wrote down on a piece of paper what is important to us. How do we want to spend our lives together? What do we want to achieve? What experiences do we want to share? And we decided to write a letter to ourselves, put everything in written form, and write down a promise that we make to each other, and a kind of like a code of honor, how we will live our lives, and we're going to stick to it. Be more active, be more adventurous, keep a child's mind, a child's creativity, and get up. So and we wanted to share it with you guys because you are a big part of our lives, and we get to share. We're lucky enough that we get to share some moments from our lives with you guys. And by the way, so many encounters with you guys over the past few weeks. Like when we're out, people saying hi, taking selfies. It's been really, really nice, really lovely. So thank you. Yeah, so that's it. Everything is changing from now
on. I'm sorry, that's my only contribution.
Some things will never change, like her correcting me constantly. All right, we'll
but
see you guys
it's the
tomorrow.
Opposite. It's the other way around. Don't believe everything you see on camera.
See you tomorrow.